Good morning, my dear children. This is Shruti ma'am. Again, I am here with you and to complete the chapter Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom. This is Shruti ma'am, Modern English School, New Area, Navada. That here we are discussing about the apartheid system of South Africa. And apartheid system is what? That hatred, discrimination, hatred towards black people. And according to Nelson Mandela, that he is telling that nobody is there that who is born hater. Actually, our circumstances, our situations teach us to hate others. And to give example, he was just giving instances of his own life. When he was in prison and that they were tortured, he has just felt that the glimpses of kindness in a guard in that prison. So that's why Nelson Mandela concludes that that humanity, kindness, this can be lying in dormant position, that can be extinguished but cannot be eliminated, cannot be stopped totally. And he also tells that if anybody learns to hate, so on the other hand, anybody can learn to love also, because hatred is not inborn quality, whether love is our inborn quality. Now, Nelson Mandela describes that how from a common man, ordinary man, he has just from an ordinary common man to he has turned into a uncommon man and to a great struggler. Nelson Mandela, he just from his childhood, he did not feel any urge to become a freedom fighter, because he was very much free in Johannesburg. He could feel his life in full freedom, that there he could spend his life, he could roam in the open field, he could swim in the in the rivers. But that childhood once, and that when a person is growing up, the wants those changes. And the same thing happened to Nelson Mandela also. When he was child, he did not feel that there is any difference between freedom and not to be free. But when he just becoming grown up, then he wanted to marry, or he wanted to lead his own life as he wanted. Then he faced the problems. Then he felt that he is not getting the rights to maintain his life as he wished. And it is not the cases to him only. The people, whoever was black colored, whose skin was dark, all the people, they faced the same situation. Not only that, generally all the people, they are having two types of responsibilities. So here that one responsibility is towards our domestic life. That means that we want to fulfill our responsibility as a mother, as a father, as a brother, son, etc., etc. And to the other hand, we also like to maintain to fulfill our responsibility as a countryman towards our society. So here, but in other countries, in other societies, the people can balance both the in both the responsibilities. But in South Africa, it was very much difficult. So when Nelson Mandela was feeling that and very spontaneously and very general way, he just started raising his voices. He was getting rebel, and he could not just abide by the apartheid system. So naturally he joined in National South African National Congress, and he started working. He just started changing into a struggler. And in South Africa, that means that when our political career was not for the black people, they could not maintain their political responsibilities, and that when Nelson Mandela, he just started feeling about his country people, and he started revolting, struggling, then he was arrested, and from very common ordinary man, he changed into a criminal one, and from a very loving family person, he just changed, converted into a monk. Another thing, Nelson Mandela was telling that oppressor means that the persons who is robbing, the persons who are robbing, who are snatching freedom from others, like kings, the rulers, these persons, and the persons who are oppressed means from whom their freedom has been taken away, both are not free. Here we have to understand something. The persons who are robbing means who are just apporting yourself, who are parting yourself from your freedom, that means you are against him, you are hitting, you will start hitting him. So the person who is just snatching, who is robbing your freedom from you, he is under the burden, he is under your hatred. So is he free? And in the same time, when your freedom has been just snatched, robbed from you, you are not free, obviously. And according to Nelson Mandela, that both are not good for any human being. For humanity, for human being, that both should be free. That means that the persons who are robbing freedom from anybody, they should not rob it. They should be liberal, and the persons who are just, and when the oppressor, that the persons who like to rule others, who like to just snatch freedom from others, when they will not do it, then naturally there will be no person who will lose their freedom. So these are the feelings and that remembrances of Nelson Mandela when he was just taking oath as a black president. So my dear students, thank you very much for listening, and I hope that you will learn this, you will listen this, and you will try to understand this, and whenever you are facing any problem, obviously I am over there to clear your doubts. Thank you everybody. Have a nice day.